Here is my reference lines. Turned out that if I did that, I was going to get tiny little triangles over here.
Do your layout before you start so you know what every piece is going to be before you. Okay, so I'm doing this herringbone pattern with this 12 by 24 inch tile. So like any tile job, you have to do a layout to see what kind of pieces you got. Now with the herringbone, it's a little more difficult because of all the angles and the different directions of the tile. So usually I find the best idea is just to lace them out
to see what kind of pieces I get. So this line here, I don't know if you can see that. This line here is my reference line. Goes all the way across here. It's under the tile. You can't see it right now, but it's a reference line that shows that that is square with this wall and this wall. It's parallel with this wall. So this is a line that I have for reference to know that I am actually square. Now, I started this layout by the center line between here, and I put the tile in the center of that line to see if I could balance the pieces from that side and this side and have the same pieces. Turned out that if I did that, I was going to get tiny little triangles over here and tiny little triangles over here. So I moved it over, I think it was about 8 inches, so that I could get better pieces over here. Now, so these pieces here, all along here, these pieces here, they're all going to be the same size pieces. Just going to be one piece over here. And the same over here, we're going to have just a bunch of triangles, all the same size. Over here, we get, on this square wall, we have 3 different size tiles. You'll see that in a little bit as I'm laying it down. It's just because of the herringbone pattern. So, this is my layout.
You want to do your layout before you start so you know what every piece is going to be before you actually set a tile. You want to make sure you get a line, reference line that is parallel, and one that's square if you need it. In this case, I just need the one line. And you want to know what your pieces are going to be before you start so that you don't get any surprises. You don't want to end up with tiny little triangles in, on the spots. So over here, I'm going to end up with, it's going to be full over here. And one of the pieces is going to be a full tile, the other pieces are going to be cut, obviously. And over here, I get, it's not optimal. So imagine that's my wall. These are the pieces that I'm going to get across here. Not optimal, but okay. So how do you find out? How do you measure? Because you don't want to cut the tiles to fit them in to see what they're going to be. So how do you visualize that? How do you see that? Well, it's not that hard. You just measure from one corner, either this corner or this corner, to the wall, and then you go back to the corresponding corner, which would be either this corner or this corner, right? It could be even over here. So what I did to represent the wall, so I measured from that corner to the wall, and then I moved back a couple of rows and measured from that corner the same distance that corner was from the wall. So now this is my line that shows me the pieces that I'm gonna get on the tile. This other way, all I have to do is find one, and I was lucky that I had room because there's a sliding door to fit that under there, and these pieces are going to be all exactly the same. It's going to be that piece and that piece. So every other piece is going to be like that. Over here, these are all going to be the same. Over here I get decent pieces.
over there, it's gonna be one, it's not gonna be a little triangle, it's gonna be a piece that goes from there all the way to the wall, so that's a good sized piece. So anyway, that's how I did my layout. Yeah. Okay, so that's how I did my layout. So now I'm gonna get ready to start setting some tiles. And I'm gonna make sure that when I do start setting tile, that I keep this reference line in mind, so that I'm actually square, or I am actually oriented correctly with this line, so that I don't come off on an angle, and that I actually am parallel. The cuts are going to be all the same. Okay, so I picked up this towel over here. I'm going to let this down as a reference, and I got a straight edge down here, and I cut a couple pieces in. I'm gonna dry fit all this up to probably about here, or maybe even there, and then I'm gonna pick it up and cement it down, so that this is my starting point, and then I'll just work my way. So you see, I got a straight edge on this diagonal here. I got it weighted down with a couple of boxes, so it won't move. I'm just gonna cut a piece of tile over here, so that I keep this distance proper between the two. You don't want it to pinch. So I'm going to cut these in and then start cement down. So as you can see here, my laser line goes straight along that edge, but I'm short over here and I'm over here. Now that's going to happen when your herringbone. Now I'm using a 1/16 of an inch grout line here. So if 2 tiles plus the grout line do not add up to the long side, so 2 short sides plus the grout line don't add up to the 1 long side, you're gonna get this effect here. So just to show you that, I got this tile on the edge here, and I got this tile on the edge here, and the grout line in between is like 3/8 of an inch, because I'm using a 1/16 of an inch. It's too big a grout line to use. So because the 1/16 of an inch grout line that I'm using, that's going to throw off this straight edge, so that I can't go from one tile to the next with a straight edge, because here I'm on, there I'm too long, and then I'm too short. Okay, so to help with this problem here, I cut these pieces of tile, which are the exact difference, so I can still use my straight edge. I can place that in there like that, place that in there like that, and I can push my straight edge straight, and then I'll just take those out as I'm going along. So there's one solution to help you out. Okay, so I pre-cut all these tiles in this area over here, and I'm going to cement them in.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, check the description, many useful links, and leave your comments in the comment section. Thanks for watching.